i będziemy ruszali fabułę do przodu. Zapraszam. Gdzie jesteśmy? W jadalni. Przypomnijmy sobie zadania. Mamy się spotkać z Alisą po obiedzie, no i ogarnąć kwestię chłopca, więc ja myślę, że zajmijmy się chłopcem. Bo obiadu, jak widzimy na załączonym obrazku, jeszcze nie ma. Gdzie ten obiad? Głodni jesteśmy. Czekaj. Czekajcie, bo ja muszę się ogarnąć. Nie, jest okej. Muszę, czekajcie. Muszę sobie zrobić jeszcze. O. I trzeba teraz pamiętacie to, że żeśmy nie znali? To chodźcie teraz ruszmy. Bardzo dobre posunięcie.
The boy. It must be. But I need to be sure. Perhaps the names are on the bag.
O. Czy to krew?
Looks like it's drawn in blood.
Ale ponure te obrazy. Cześć, Fartux. Miło mi Cię widzieć na czacie. O. Chłopiec. O kurczę.
Regardless of what I told Miss Cranen, these visions are like nothing I've ever experienced before, and they're getting worse.
I co teraz? Zobaczmy, co nam pokaże dziennik. Odszukać grup z obrazu. A w paniku się coś jeszcze pojawiło. Czekajcie. Tu jest to, co żeśmy już czytali przy pierwszym, na samym początku rozrywki. No spoko. Ale co teraz? Gdzie teraz iść mamy? Znowu będziemy eksplorować, chyba że mamy wyjść do tej kapliczki. Zaraz się przekonamy. Jak z tym telefonem?
It's working. Has it been repaired? Or did
O,
Andrew lie to
ciekawe
me?
pytanie. Ktoś tu kłamie. Nie, jest dobrze. Jeszcze pójdziemy w lewo. Zobaczymy jak tam obiad. My chcemy obiad. Dobra, widzę, że tu się nic nie zmieniło. Więc idziemy dalej. Czy ona teraz z nami porozmawia?
Lady Margaret?
O.
Yes, David.
I saw an old photograph of a boy in the other room. Something tells me she wouldn't be happy if she knew I had it in my pocket.
Raczej.
That was taken in 1894. Young Johnny, your father.
You can remember the exact year.
It's a funny thing when you reach my age. You can remember dates from decades ago.
But not what you had for breakfast.
Maybe others can't.
Trzeba się spytać.
Who, may I ask, were the others in the picture?
That would be your Aunt Clara and your late great-grandmother, the last true Countess of Scahandew House. And my dear Edward, of course.
I noticed my father had a scar on his face. How did that happen?
Falling from a tree, perhaps? I can't recall. But your father was a clumsy child.
Can't recall. But you remember the date the photograph was taken.
Dobra.
I shall take my leave, Lady Margaret.
Zobaczmy co tam się zaktualizowało. Czyli kim kupiec jest, to już wiemy. Czy musimy się spotkać i odszukać grup z obrazu. Czy my już możemy wyjść na dwór? Nie, jeszcze nie możemy. Ja też jestem ciekawa, w którym momencie nam odblokuje się ta winda kuchenna. Pojeździłabym. To będzie ciekawe doświadczenie. Chyba w gabinecie chyba nie mamy już czego szukać. Gdzie dalej? Zero reakcji. Jaki tu porządek w ogóle. Dobra. Czy na razie olewamy? Idziemy sobie dalej. No i też pytanie, czy te pokoje się dalszej rozgrywce nam pootwierają. Czy to są jakieś komnaty?
Definitely the man I saw last night. But how? Grandfather Edward died before I was even born. Then he'd be in his 70s if he was still alive.
Jezu, to ludzie nie dożywają takiego wieku. Prawda, Wartuksie? 70 lat? 70? Miałby 70 lat, no. Co za myślenie. No tak, ale w takim wieku. Jak tam strych? To nic. Ale w tamtych czasach ludzie też mieli bardzo... Co tu? Bardzo wczesne śmierci. 30, 35. A, bo tutaj żeśmy wrócili do góry. Dobra, trzeba zejść na dół. Chyba się skierujemy teraz do kuchni. Może na tą jeszcze obiad coś przygotowuję. A może już przygotowała? Zobaczymy. Pięć godzin później. O, znaleźliśmy schody na dół. Tu jeszcze nas dzisiaj nie było. O, czyżbyśmy mieli wyjść na dwór? Do tej kaplicy by się trzeba było też udać.
Finally, some fresh air.
Czemu my tu biegamy? O! Znaleźliśmy kolejny kawałek zdjęcia. Samochodem raczej nie pojedziemy, nie? I teraz czat, moje pytanie. Gdzie iść? Bo teren jest rozległy. Możemy iść niżej do wody. Chyba. Tam w dół. Możemy iść tam na to koszmarny domek na wzgórzu do naszego ogrodnika i ewentualnie wyjść. Chyba z posiadłości też możemy. Koszmarny domek. Okej. Mówisz, masz.
Master David,
You could tell it was me.
your footsteps. I ken the walk of everyone here.
Wow, that's rather incredible.
Aye, that it is, laddie. That it is. I hear better than most. See more than most and all.
Ten ogrodnik mnie trochę przeraża.
Father had a similar toolbox. Back when he still fixed things around the house.
Nie, porozmawiamy z nim później. Najpierw, tak jak mówisz, Wartuksie, udamy się na górę. Jakiś cmen? Aha, bo to jest ta kapliczka, to nie jest ten, to jest ta kapliczka.
Locked with a padlock.
Locked.
Andrew will have a key, but I'm not keen on waiting for his return. Locked with a padlock. Andrew will have a key, but I'm not keen on waiting for his return.
Dziennik zadań. Znajdź drogę do kaplicy. Okej. O, tak. Dojrzałam. Kolejny kawałek. Mógłby się tutaj ten ogrodnik trochę tam przydać. Bo trochę to tereny zarośnięte.
Nobody left to mourn the dead or care for their graves, it seems.
Najwidoczniej.
I've seen this before. In the painting. This is the grave I saw in that waking dream or whatever it was. The grave my father buried something in as a boy. Who's buried here? If I could just... these vines are too thick.
Przydałby nam się jakiś sekator.
I need something to cut through these.
Może w tych narzędziach od tego ogrodnika coś znajdziemy. Może nam pożyczy. Dobra, chyba musimy się wrócić jednak, skoro tutaj nic dalej nie pociągniemy. Ale jest duży progres, że wyszliśmy na dwór i nie siedzimy w tym starym dworku. Pałacu zwał jak zwał. Ważne, że na świeżym powietrzu i na słońcu. Ale klimat i tak dalej robi. Hospitalizacja ojca, klucz do kaplicy, groby, cążki, może cążki.
May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
Wertux, przetnij kłódkę, odsłonić groby, to nie twoja sprawa. Bo nie chcę być niemiła też później.
The graves. I would like to tidy them up. That way I can pay my respects properly.
Is that a fact? Why's that then?
A
They are
czemu
my
nie?
family. They deserve to be remembered.
Szacunek się należy.
Fair enough, laddie. Just grab it yourself, will
Z
you?
przyjemnością. No to już mamy czym ale by trzeba jeszcze porozmawiać jeszcze dalej. I klucz do kaplicy, myślę.
You wouldn't have to have a chapel key, would you?
Ain't set a foot in there for years, and I don't intend to either.
That'll be a no then.
Hospitalizacja ojca. Groby. No to
The
groby.
graveyard.
Czat
Is it a family
decyduje,
plot?
czat ma.
Aye. No matter how high and mighty, all the Gordons end up there.
Jakie pozytywne
A
myślenie.
cheery thought. It's a shame we do not have the means to properly care for the graves.
Why bother? His bones and food for
Jesteś
worms.
okropny, ogrodniku. No to już książki mamy. Ale
may I
pożyczyliśmy
borrow
już
your bolt
przecinek.
cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need.
I need to get into the chapel.
A, dobra.
Then maybe you should get yourself a key rather than destroying
Ale
her
nie dasz nam
ladyship's
klucza.
property.
I to już chyba wszystko?
When you talked about what they did to my father, what did you mean?
You shouldn't have come back. You can't go through what he did as a bairn and no be sick.
So his hospitalization was justified then?
Not for me to say. Before you think of putting down roots here, you should think on what the poison grown here did to your father. You can?
No.
Czyli jego
not really.
wizje i jego dziwne rzeczy zaczęły się już w dzieciństwie. Czyli miałam rację.
May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
I told you I want them. That's all you need to know.
Is it no? Let me tell you this, son. Your name may be on some scrap of paper someplace, but this here belongs to Lady Margaret, and always will, until it's her turn to join them in the groom.
No to chyba wszystko, co?
Probably didn't look much better before the storm.
Idziemy do kaplicy, czy wracamy, czy jeszcze się idziemy przejść dalej? Czy to nie możemy? Poszliśmy dalej. O. Piękne jezioro. Albo to nie jezioro?
I can see why Rory likes this place. This view should ease even the most troubled soul.
Piękny widok.
A steady enough vessel, if you trust your swimming skills.
O, kolejny kawałek. Zdjęcia. Chyba już nic więcej tutaj nie znajdziemy. Wracamy. Czad, idziemy do kaplicy. Nie spać, zwiedzać. Jak to mówię?
I better have a look at the grave from the painting before sunset.
Postawiam roślinę. Może teraz się czegoś więcej dowiemy.
Better. Cecilia Shaw Nee Gordon.
Cecilia Shaw.
Aunt Cecilia.
Co to jest Cecilia?
Let's see if there's something really buried in here. Another piece of the castle model.
O! O! Podoba mi się.
Another part of the model. And it's stained with what seems to be old blood. Why did father bury this when he was a child?
Przekonamy się, może pasuje, może tam jeszcze gdzieś w makiecie brakuje. Ale problem jest taki, że nie możemy wejść do kaplicy. Trochę źle. O, otwieramy kaplicę, halo. Otwieramy kaplicę. Jest! I mamy zaktualniony dziennik zadań. Bardzo dobrze. Witam kolejną osobę na streamie. Koszmarny widok.
The place is crumbling. Not the safest spot to pray.
Tutaj nie wejdę.
Being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon,
413, wow.
the year of our Lord,
Grubo.
1413.
Local legend speaks of this particular glen as being inhabited from time immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time. 'Tis well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is seldom told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory, powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs, a debt as yet unsettled, a price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust.
Wszystkie czytaliśmy? Czy jeszcze został?
For the centuries, we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us, as we kept the secrets of Skahanduch, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations, we held fast and steered the land through vile English attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Okej. Dobra. O, tu jeszcze coś?
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to
Rodzinna
be some
przysięga.
kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect. To the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life. Lest my clan should suffer, I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
O, kolejna wizja. Albo i nie. Coś się zmieniło. Nagle się zrobiło chłodniej. Czekaj. Gdzie? No.
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real.
Wow. Jesteśmy pod wodą? Co tutaj się odtegowuje, że tak powiem? Czad, co myślicie? Co tu się
This looks like the bottom of a lake.
zepsuło?
What are you trying to show me?
Dziwne to. Cześć. Ty to widzisz? Jesteśmy w wodzie, pod wodą, na ziemi, w ziemi. No to ja wiem, no to się nabiją. To co się nie odzywasz, jak już dawno jesteś?
She's not holding a baby, but some heavy object to weigh herself down.
Zdrap się.
I feel like I've missed something.
Tylko co?
I feel like I've missed something.
Spoko.
I feel like I've missed something.
Ale co przegapiłam? Co ja tu mogłam przegapić? O, dobra. A tam jeszcze jest jeden człowiek.
I feel like I've missed something.
No nie przegapiłeś. Nic nie przegapiliśmy. Okej. Jezusie. Nie, żeby coś. Co? A jak ja mam się bronić? Jakaś rada? Halo? Czad, myśmy zginęli? Czy nie jest dobrze? Serio? No. I patrz jeszcze jak mnie ten, że tak powiem, brzydko wyjebało. Świetnie. No ale tam się nie da. Nie było żadnego x, kwadratu, czegokolwiek. Wiecie?
Father, I hope you
Albo
found
trzeba
your
byś
peace.
odnalazł spokój, byłeś chory, tak jak to
Will you
mówią,
see
czy padłeś
like
ofiarę
they
tej
say
klątwy
you were?
Gordonów.
The
Obstawiam
victim
tą
of
klątwę!
this curse. This curse of the Gordons. Whatever it is. I think you may have passed it on to me.
Kotek!
being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord,
Ty mi tu
1413.
ten. Czat, proszę o jakąś radę.
Speaks of this particular clan as being inhabited from
Radę
time
potrzebuję.
immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish
Włączyła
stones
się roz-
stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving
Chyba, że
to
coś
visitors.
przegapiliśmy, ale to się tak
Traveler,
szybko działo,
beware.
że naprawdę nie wiem. I to wszystkie znowu muszę czytać?
The
O
Celtic peoples
Boże.
arrived in this place like a great
Mamy
beast,
powtórkę.
bringing with them the bloodlines
Tak,
that
wiem,
would
ale
eventually
myślę, że to nie
spawn
jest to.
the Gordon clan.
Na zdrowie.
Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape
Dobrze.
forever the lands,
Poszukamy.
even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries
Tak, pręd pod
rose
wodą.
at that time.
Bo ty masz tą świadomość, że to jest pod wodą.
'Tis well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier
Może
to
haka
protect
od
their
kapitana.
mighty empire.
Haka,
What is
Piotrzysia
seldom
Pana.
told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient
Ale
powers
macie
to aid
powtórkę.
their victory. Powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest
Poczekamy do jutra,
costs.
jutro piątek.
A debt as yet unsettled. A price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust. For
Przecież
the
nosem, jak
centuries,
to mówią.
we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us, as we kept the secrets of Skahanduch, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations, we held fast and steered the land through vile English attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to be some kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound.
A może, słuchajcie, pamiętacie jak tam trzeba się było wspinać, to może trzeba uciec i się wspiąć na samą górę,
I shall forfeit my
żeby jakby
life.
wyjść z tej
Lest
wizji,
my clan should
iluzji.
suffer, I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
O. To było tam, wiecie, że coś brakowało i że trzeba się było wspiąć. Już jesteśmy pod wodą? Tak, już widzę, że jesteśmy. Patrzcie. Już nawet widać.
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real.
No, tam jest taka wspinaczka po lewej stronie. Zaraz to zobaczycie. Tylko na razie to muszę to do końca odblokować. Uwaga.
All this looks like the bottom of a lake.
Rybcia, dawaj. Daj się
What are you
dotknąć.
trying to show me?
Rybka, która nas przeniosła w iluzję. Śmiech na sali. O, i ona spadająca. I jeszcze nie wiem, czy zwróciliście uwagę, jak ona spada, to jak my tu się, że tak będziemy wspinać. A tu widzę, jeszcze nie
She's not
możemy.
holding a baby, but some heavy object
Teraz wam pokażę, o
to
co mi
weigh
chodzi
herself
dokładnie.
down.
Czekajcie. Że zobaczcie, jak się tutaj wdrapujemy. Tu się jeszcze nie możemy wdrapać. Tu widzicie mężczyznę po prawej stronie, w prawym górnym rogu. Prawie że. I on znika. No to... O, czekaj. O nie. O nie! O nie, o nie, o nie. Jak ja mam... Ja tu nic nie mogę zrobić. Ty, no to nie jest normalne. Kurwa. Trzeba to przemyśleć. Teraz jestem zła. Za 3 razy sztuka. Ale tam się jeszcze wyświetliła jedna rzecz, jak ona tam spadała, jak byliśmy wyżej, to spróbujemy to zanim się to zminimalizuje na czarne tło, to może wtedy trzeba to jeszcze ogarnąć. Nie wiem. No tuż przed, no przed tym.
Being the chronicle of the family Gordon,
Teraz to się
as
bawimy
laid
z tym
down
samym
by Sir
poruszeniem.
Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord,
Zaraz
1413.
się czat nauczycie tego na
Local
pamięć.
legend speaks of this particular glen as being
Taki challenge.
inhabited from time immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time. 'Tis well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is seldom told is the truth behind their defeat. Our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory, powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs, a debt as yet unsettled, a price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust. For the centuries, we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us as we kept the secrets of Skahandu, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations,
Cały czas
we
myślę,
held
jak to
fast
zrobić, żeby
and
nie
steered
dać
the
się
land through vile English
połapać.
attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Some pages have been ripped out.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect. To the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life. Lest my clan should suffer, I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
Gdzie coś tu będzie? To znaczy? Tu nic nie ma, tu się nie mamy bronić, mamy uciekać.
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real. This looks like the bottom of a lake.
No.
What are you trying to show me? She's not holding a baby, but some heavy object to weigh herself down.
Ale ją jeszcze można dorwać w jednym momencie, jak się jest wyżej. Chodź tu. O nie, 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 nie.
I feel like I've missed something.
No to tam już byłam. Gdzie tam?
I feel like I've missed something. I feel like I've missed something.
Czuję, że coś przegapiłam.
There's a
Czekaj.
fresh wound across her
Na
stomach.
brzuchu ma świeżą ranę. Ta postać musi być Edward.
Edward.
Czy teraz my się możemy tu wdrapać? Uff. I może teraz ta zjawa nas już nie złapie. O nie, o nie, o nie! Nie widzę.
A note.
Notatka, zabieram dziecko ze sobą, żeby ocalić je przed tą zepsutą
To
rodziną.
save it from this rotten family.
O. Jezusie! Jezu! Żyjesz! By nas przygniotło.
Are you all right?
A to kto? Czekaj. Wiem te głosy, czy tam jakieś dźwięki. Ale naprawdę zacznie szaleć. Zeświruję za chwilę. Źle to się, że my tu przyjechali, ale trzeba...
Did you see her? She drowned.
Calm down, you were in shock. What were you doing clambering about in here?
A ty kim jesteś?
If I told you, you'd think me mad.
Odd. That is just what your father said to me.
John Gordon. Who are
What?
you?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Leah Farber. I treated your father at the asylum.
The asylum?
Lekarka.
Let's get you back to the castle and make sure you are all right.
Okej. Udało nam się, jesteśmy górą. Poproszę łapki w górę za spryt. Jak to mówię. Ciekawe, kto to jest ta czwarta osoba, która nas czasami co chwilę... Oho. Jakie niedotykalskie. Po co tu przyszło?
What did you come here for?
I'm not sure your father's story is finished yet, and there are some things I still need to make my peace with.
Niedokończone sprawy?
What's this about an asylum?
As I said, your father was admitted.
Why? Who did that to him?
I did. But unfortunately, he managed to escape.
What? Hold on a minute. How dare you come in here and...
Told you? Your father was a madman. A
Ty
complete
się
and
zamknij.
utter madman. Don't mind me. Please continue.
Wydupiaj mi stąd. Tam są drzwi.
Well, what right did you have to lock my father up in a madhouse?
I was his doctor. I understand you are in shock, but you have no right to speak to me in such a way. I was trying to help him.
He's dead. Capital job.
Świetne podsumowanie.
Hold on just a minute.
Ktoś krzyczał? Ktoś krzyczał? Kto krzyczał? Ta pizza krzyczała? Ten, co sobie chce zagarnąć nasz cały dobytek? Czy...
Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! No! No!
Eee! O kurczę. E, Mamy morderstwo. To pokojówka. A wiecie, co to oznacza? Że nie zdążyliśmy chyba z nią porozmawiać. Uaktualniony dziennik zadań. Sobie dziennik zadań zobaczymy. Co tam nowego?
Eddie, it'll be all right. Pull yourself together.
I suggest nobody else goes down there. We should keep the room intact until the police can get here.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door.
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on
No,
your hands.
właśnie.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There,
Czekać,
there,
Hilda.
my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course, ma'am.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
Mhm.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't. But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father.
Pro co robimy? Po coś tu przyszła? Zapytamy o Johna? Czy przerwimy rozmowę na dzisiaj? Czy pojedziemy od góry do dołu?
Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outbursts, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
A może to z niego zrobili po prostu
So, what was
wariata?
my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back. He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To remove himself from this place?
I believe so.
And yet here you are, In the very place he sought to protect you from.
Najciemniej pod
Who
latarnią.
knows? Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world. Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? Though I think what really scared him was beyond the physical.
And what do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
Unikamy czy ignorujemy? Czat decyduj. X albo kwadrat. Unikaj.
I have other things to worry about right now. Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air. If you really want to help me, I need to find out what the maid knew. What Lady Margaret and Angus didn't want her to tell me.
You believe it got her killed?
Maybe. What I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. She must have drowned herself down at the loch. Because if it's all in my mind,
Wszystko na to
like father,
wskazuje.
like son.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
No,
To be
okej.
sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
A jeszcze zobaczymy sobie pamiętnik. Biedna Ailsa. Próbowałem się z nią zaprzyjaźnić. Czy przypieczętowałem przez to jej los? Czy mordercą był kuzyn Eddie? Miałem kolejne sny na jawie. Znowu chłopiec prowadził mnie nad grób ciotki Cecilii. Chłopiec Johnny, mój ojciec w dzieciństwie. Nawet nie śmiem myśleć o tym, skąd wiedziałem, że jak wtedy wyglądał. Ojciec często mówił o szaleństwie, tragedii i morderstwie, którym naznaczają historię naszego rodu. Nie mogę oprzeć się wrażeniu, że Ailsa też stała się ofiarą tej rodziny, tak samo jak mój ojciec. W kronice niby są jakieś odpowiedzi, ale naprawdę mam wierzyć w klątwę, w czarne lustro, starożytny artefakt, którego mocy użyto do odpędzenia Rzymian? No i doktor Farber. Mogę jej zaufać? To, że pojawiła się tutaj w tym momencie, wydaje się niezwykle dogodnym zbiegiem okoliczności. Też tak uważam. I myślę, że czat też tak uważa. No to co? Mamy zbadać śmierć Ailsy i dowiedzieć się więcej o kobiecie, która utopiła się w wizji. No to chodźcie.
Angus will have the key.
No Jezu.
Unless we can find another way in.
Świetnie.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
A czy ta winda już jest naprawiona? O, czekajcie.
Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself. I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll
Będziemy
like it.
jeździć windą.
If it
Słyszysz
involves
jak
this
małe
filthy
dziecko.
dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
Nie przystoi damie? Obiecałeś, że pomożesz, tam tego nie zrobię?
You said you'd help me, so help me.
On my terms.
Nie
True,
przystoi
that
damie?
wouldn't be very ladylike.
You might want to consider what I do for a living before trying to taunt me this cheaply.
To przekomarzenie jest zbędne.
I can't fit in there, and I see no other way into the cellar.
You're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, given the circumstances.
I'm not crazy like my father, if that's what you think.
I don't think anything yet, because I don't know you.
Well-
Never mind.
Jezu, nie to
I
przycisnęłam.
think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar,
Sorry.
but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
No i
Never
chuj.
mind.
Kurde.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Jeszcze raz. Niech to się odblokuje, no to był nie fart.
I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
No i
Never mind.
którą mamy godzinę? 18. 15:02. Czytajmy ten zapis jeszcze, bo się chyba nie ten. Tego teraz się nie mogę pomylić.
This dumbwaiter is huge.
It is.
O,
It goes all the way to the second floor, but judging by the spiders, it's not used very often nowadays.
The spiders?
Ugh, don't ask.
This dumbwaiter is huge.
It is. It goes all the way to the second floor, but judging by the spiders, it's not used very often nowadays.
The spiders?
Ugh, don't ask.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers. This dumbwaiter is huge.
It is. It goes all the way to the second floor, but judging by the spiders, it's not used very often nowadays.
The spiders?
nie.
Ugh, don't ask. I guess we'll have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
No,
To
musimy.
find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
No, okej.
Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself.
I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
You said
Obiecaj,
you'd
że
help me,
pomożesz.
so help me.
On my terms.
I can't fit in there, and I see no other way into the cellar.
You're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, given the circumstances.
No, zaufaj mi.
You can trust me, and I will do my very best to learn to trust you.
All right then.
No i bardzo
Clothes
mądrze.
can be washed. Lovely.
Czekaj, czy nam przyjdzie otworzyć drzwi,
Pull me
nie?
back up!
I co? Już?
I need something to open the doors from the inside once I'm down there.
I że ja mam teraz jej znaleźć, tak? Coś do...
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers. I still need something to open the doors. I'm not crawling in there for the enjoyment of it.
Śmieszne tłumaczenie. A co mam jej dać? Wytry? O.
This should do it.
Angus will have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
Ciekawe, czy teraz tam wyjdzie. No i teraz otworzy nam drzwi.
Going down?
Good luck.
Czekajcie. Muszę potrzebuję 3 minut. No wiem, ale to też nie jest jednoznaczne. Dobra, jestem.
See you in a minute.
Dobra, idziemy do tych drzwi, do piwnicy.
Dr. Farber. Is everything all right? Leah!
O, i co, i co, i co?
Oh, if anything's happened to her.
Uff.
You needn't worry about me. I've been to stranger places than this castle. Follow me.
Ach, ta piwnica. Matko biedna. Tak strasznie to złe, że ona nie żyje.
They seem to be a house full of carnivores.
What a horrific way to die.
W ogóle na początku to,
What a horrific way to die.
to w ogóle wygląda, jakby pół głowy nie miała.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design. And it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary.
Zobaczcie, to jest tak, jakby jej ktoś pół twarzy uciął. O!
Where's that sudden draft coming from?
Mamy wizję.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please. David, can you hear me?
Słyszę, słyszę.
The missing pendant. He threw it into the blood-filled basin.
No, wrzucił go do
Mr. Gordon, are
misy.
you with me?
Jestem.
Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please.
Nie mogę, bo mnie zaraz kostucha zabierze.
David, can you hear me?
Słyszę cię.
Mr. Gordon, are you with me?
Your stag is here, my little
Jeleń
doe.
jest tutaj, moja sarenko? Sarenko? Tak się raczej nie mówi do pracowników. Rezerwał jest szef w ubraniach.
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
Perhaps the lack of sleep is affecting me.
Co myślicie?
Visions that you think me insane if I describe them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say, but I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes. The scene really did rip when she tried to get away from him.
Znajdzie wisiorek.
Ugh, that's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it. French. I don't speak French.
Ona pewnie będzie wiedzieć, co?
I do. It says for Clara, forever yours.
Who is Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
Kolejna krewna, której nie znamy. No ale tutaj ta Madame Margaret.
The pendant, I mean.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
Jakiś
This
romans?
isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look,
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we could not accuse a man of murder without proof.
Poczekajcie. Czy my w tym ekwipunku mamy ten wisiorek?
The maid could never have afforded this. This is a trinket of the rich, not a servant. The maid could never have afforded this. This is a trinket of the
Ale
rich,
wiecie co?
not a servant.
Jak się zaraz nie okazało, że to jest naszej madame. Byłaby lipa. Niezłe jaja by były. Jakby się okazało, że jednak czegoś jej brakuje. Dobra, idziemy dalej. A jakie mamy zadania na teraz? Czy myśmy jeszcze nie do końca żeśmy zbadali? Trzeba tam jeszcze wrócić? Serio? Żeby się bardziej rozejrzeć w tej piwnicy? Na zdrowie. Ja widzę, że tutaj no teoretycznie jest wszystko. Myśmy tam mieli zrobić. Więcej kobiecie, która utopiła się w wizji. Może trzeba na razie zostawić. I wyjść. Poszłabym do gabinetu, dlatego że mamy jedną rzecz chyba. Czekajcie, mamy czy nie mamy? Jest nie to. Nie jest. Pół sekundy. Sorki. Widzicie, mamy kawałek modelu kaplicy. Ja bym chciała go tutaj przejść do gabinetu. Tu? Nie, to jest chyba, znaczy nie ten gabinet. Gabinetu ojca. Nie do biblioteki. Czad, coś zamilkłeś. Żyjecie na tym czacie? Do tej makiety chcę podejść. Czy chyba dopiero wtedy, kiedy będziemy mieć klucz, będziemy mogli tutaj coś dołożyć. No dobra. Może do Lady pójdziemy na dół. Ciekawe, czy możemy z kimś porozmawiać. Najbardziej by się przydała kwestia tego młodego. Ktoś, kto nam dużej ilości rzeczy nie mówi.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
Ale mnie to nie interesuje, ja chcę z niej... Ja jestem właścicielem, daj za wygraną, odepnij Andrew. Halo, ziomek Angusa, kogo? Czat x trójkąt kwadrat. Chcę odpowiedź za 3, 2, 1.
May I remind you, this is my house?
May I remind you that it is not yours yet.
Nie bądź wredny. To myślę, że teraz na grubo, co?
Might as well try moving a mountain out of the way.
Aha, świetnie.
Fair enough.
If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies.
No, na pewno nie jest lojalny wobec nas. A co jeszcze? O!
Mr. McKinnon.
Who is Clara?
Who is Clara?
The lady, Clara. Young Eddie's late mother.
A,
A
matka
box
Ediego.
with some of her belongings are kept in the library, as Master Eddie feels himself more a Gordon than a Mallory.
Czyż my się musimy wybrać do biblioteki?
If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind.
Myślicie?
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question for them.
Chyba musimy iść do biblioteki. W takim razie. zobaczyć pudełko z rzeczami matki Ediego. A chodź jeszcze zobaczymy. A nie, bo tu nie. Tu nie. A czy ona jakieś coś powie nam innego?
Clara seems to be the name of Eddie's mother.
It's hardly an uncommon name. We need more proof for a grave accusation like this.
Chodź do biblioteki. Mogłaby szybciej łazić, bo mi tam tak ciemno strasznie. Kobieto, no szybciej. Podnieś to masz nogi, żeby ten... Obyśmy coś znaleźli. Obstawiam, że nie w sekretarzyku, co? Pewnie na dole. Tu nic nie widzę. O!
The belongings of Eddie's mother.
Są rzeczy matki Ediego.
Recognize that?
The necklace. Is that...
A young Eddie and his mother Clara.
I regret to inform you that your husband, Corporal Victor Mallory, number 874511, was killed in action with the enemy on the day of the 14th of September in Ypres. Your husband was involved in an advance against enemy lines. While he and his fellow soldiers fell, the action was successful, and you can take comfort in knowing his sacrifice saved many lives. It was not possible to get his remains away, and he was buried in a soldier's grave. Please accept the condolences of all the company. Yours, Captain Arthur Jones, 4th Army.
Arthur Jones.
Thank you for your last letter. My heart soars with every word of yours I read. I touch the ink and imagine your fingers are just inches from mine, that we can almost touch, that I can almost feel the warmth of your skin once more. Young Edward grows more like his father each day. You'd be amazed how he shares your looks. I long for the day that this terrible war is ended and you return home to us, so we can be a family once more. I shall write to you again soon. Know that until then you are always in our hearts. Your loving wife, Clara.
The date. She was writing this when the death notice arrived. Oh, the poor woman.
Czy lekarka jeszcze jest na górze? Serio? Oho. Aha. Dobra. Gdzież ona jest?
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But
Ciekawe jak.
how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now.
Dobra, to spróbujmy jeszcze raz z nim porozmawiać. Znając życie, i tak nas do niego nie dopuszczą, no ale... Chodź, lekarko, za nami. A ciekawe, czy strych się odblokował. Za każdym razem jestem ciekawa, czy ten strych już jest tam. A teraz w ogóle go nie możemy odblokować, patrzcie. Śmiesznie. To znaczy, że ruszamy fabułą cały czas do przodu. No, super. Hurra. A my też jesteśmy, ale już kawał drogi. Może się w pokoju coś zmieniło.
Eddie, I need to ask you about the maid. About Ailsa.
You didn't know her.
I know that you and her were... That is to say, I know you had feelings for her.
What? That's poppycock. You're as deranged as your father was.
David, really? You go too far with this behavior.
The police will be here soon. Would you not prefer to clear this up before they get here in case they link Eddie with a crime?
Now look here, young lady. How dare you speak?
That's enough. Eddie. You gave her this. It was your mother's.
I did. It was.
Eddie!
I was just trying to cheer her up. She has nothing, and I had no need of it. You know she sends... You know she sent most of her money home to her grandmother.
My little doe. Strange thing to call the help.
How? It was just harmless fun, that's all.
Her clothing was ripped, as if someone was trying to force themselves upon her.
I would never have hurt her.
You're a worthless liar. You think she thought being pressed against a dead animal was harmless fun?
How do you know? It's true. Ailsa and I would never have laid a finger on her. We were in love. I helped her with everything, even with her chores. Rose and...
That's quite enough. Eddie, you are obviously upset. And you are not helping, David. Angus, will you please take the young master upstairs?
Ale nie chcę iść na górę.
As you say, Mom.
Czyli ja mam wyboru, świetnie.
I think you have caused quite enough disruption here. We shall settle this heritage dilemma first thing tomorrow.
I don't think so. I have more questions now than ever. About my father, the maid, this whole damn house.
Have a care, David. Need I remind you of your father's
A może to
temper?
doprowadzisz do tego wybuchowego charakteru jego
Given the current mental state of Master Eddie, who should be a part of the heritage considerations, any discussion on the topic would be futile at this point. Would you not agree?
Thank you, Leah. Maybe it's a good thing you're here after all.
Impudent brats!
Bezczelne bachory. Świetnie.
What's going on?
Did you notice when Margaret got angry?
When Eddie mentioned... What was it? Chores involving a rose. What does that mean?
Something about the garden, perhaps? We could ask Rory. Or is it about the
Strych.
attic?
Patrzcie, pojawia się kolejny raz strych.
Whatever it is, it's something she doesn't want us to know.
Właśnie, a może ten tak naprawdę ten klucz to nie jest klucz do tej makiety, tylko właśnie jest tu w strychu. Czekajcie. Dowiedzcie tej kobiecie i dowiedzcie, co jest robione w strychu. No to chodźcie na strych. Myślę, że to będzie dobry pomysł. Nie uważacie? Na strych. Idziemy na strych. Jak strych będzie tak ładnie zrobiony jak piwnica, to odkryjemy kolejnego trupa. Ha, ha, żart. A jak na taki wielki zamek, to taka mała obsługa. Jezu, nie tu.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer.
Nie do końca.
How I draw my conclusions can wait for
Nie
now.
zgadzam się z tobą. Ale na strych jeszcze nie wejdziemy. Było więcej obsługi. Czyli będzie trzeba iść do ogrodu, teoretycznie. O, od wielu rzeczy. Na pewno mieli też najbardziej zaufane osoby, czyli tak jak tutaj mamy tego lokaja. Co jej bardzo jest wierny naszej madame. Oj, nie możemy wyjść. Gdzie dalej? Może tu? Pachnie. Pachnie mi. Gdzie teraz? Nie mam pomysłu, gdzie iść. Musimy znaleźć tego ogrodnika chyba. Może teraz go znajdziemy. Ale jest noc. O. Okej.
What is it?
O! Mamy znowu wizję.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit. Don't go. Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be
O.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
We should make haste.
A ja co zaś do kaplicy mamy iść? Czy tutaj? O, jest nasz ogrodnik.
Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics.
Może tak.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question for them. Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics.
Dobra.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them.
Chodźmy na górę. Znowu. Tak wnioskuję. Ale nie wiem, zobaczymy. Może się okazać oczywiście, że to jest fałszywy trop, no ale...
I have to thank you again for coming to my aid in there.
I'm glad I found you in time. Thankfully, Mr. Harrison had made an educated guess as to your whereabouts.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now.
Chłódka, świetnie. A może mamy nad tą wodę? O! Kolejny kawałek zdjęcia. Co, no nad wodę iść? Nad to jezioro? Żadnych interakcji. Dobra, wracamy stąd. Myślę, że może jednak nad nim albo nad wodę. Chodźcie nad tą wodę. Może coś gdzieś.
Oh, stunning.
A, mam nosa. A piękny widok. W dzień równie pięknie to wygląda jak na...
How curious. Come and look at this.
Idę.
Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
It looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But...
Cousin Eddie.
Czekajcie.
Something's carved into each one.
Będziemy mieć wizję?
I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
To może teraz będziemy mogli z nim porozmawiać. Bo chyba, żeby płynąć... Dokładnie. Poza tym, że kilka razy się tnie i że wchodzą postacie jak trochę w ścianę, to też uważam, że jest dobrze tam. Czy teraz będziemy mogli poznać z ogrodnikiem w końcu? Skąd te róże? Co te róże znaczą? Za niedługo będziemy kończyć, więc chciałbym też w takim dobrym miejscu skończyć. O! Uwaga, jest rozmowa. Powiesz nam coś ciekawego? Róża.
That's an unusual looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Skahandu. Cecilia.
My aunt. They're for her.
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
Powiem, zanim przejdziemy jeszcze kawałek dalej, taką myśl, że to, że żeśmy zobaczyli, jak ta matka młodego bawiła się z nim, jak on był dzieckiem i przyszedł ten wielki stary i ją zabrał, to mam wrażenie, że to on ją zabił. Ale nie wiem.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her.
Ale
I
była
didn't.
rodziną.
But she's family.
No dokładnie.
And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken.
No to przynieś,
I
przynieś.
should have some left in the glass house.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to...
Sorry, lassie, but you can't go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No,
O,
it's
właśnie
okay.
stóp nie mamy.
I quite understand. You go ahead.
Wertus,
I'll
ty to
wait here
widzisz?
for you, if I must.
Stóp nie mamy.
Aye, you must.
No ale to przecinanie czasami się denerwuje, ale i tak się szybko ładuje, tak nie ma tragedii.
I know, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Nowa? Nowa? Czekaj. Ostatnia, nie? Tak będziemy musieli do sklepu jutro iść. No dobra. Szukamy, czego my tu szukamy? Popatrzmy. Zobaczmy, co on tutaj w tej szklarni
Looking to
ma.
break some more locks, laddie.
Jak będzie taka potrzeba, to tak, zepsujemy. Masz jakiś z tym problem?
Are these...
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here.
Za przypadek, jaka klątwa, nie?
Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward.
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was
Zabiła
never
się.
found.
Przecież widzieliśmy
All
jedną
I have
osobę
of
nad
her is my
tym, jak
memories,
ona spadała kilka
and they
razy.
are not what they were.
Więc sama się nie zabiła.
And
Raczej
this-
ktoś ją... Znaczy nie popełniła samobójstwa, tylko ktoś ją zabił. Ktoś nas tubuje.
These are dead as
Nieładnie.
hard to
Jak nas tak
raise anything beautiful
oszukują.
here, ever since Cecilia's gone.
Dobra, dobra. Grodnik, denerwujesz mnie. A, trzeba kończyć powoli.
Dr. Farber is not going to be happy being left outside.
Czegoś nie odkryłam jeszcze?
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye, for me. Girl must have cut her fingers 100 times doing it. On the thorns, ye ken.
Oho, kolejna wizja. Ale piękna.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
O Jezu.
Get away from her, you coward!
Oho, dobra, dobra. Dobra, widzę.
Get lost!
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
Dobra, widzę, widzę. Musimy wyczekać ten moment. Kurde. Jakiś taki... No,
The secateurs Edward used.
sekator właśnie.
They ended up in this corner.
Chciałam to jeszcze dojrzeć. Nie, akurat dla mnie grafika też jest na tyle ważna, żeby te gry muszą też... Fabuła też idzie fajnie, jak idzie właśnie z klimatem, i z muzyką, i z wszystkim. Już dużo czynników jest ważnych na to, żeby było sukcesem. A, wyrył na ramieniu płódno. Co za potwór.
They lied to me.
Who did?
All of them.
O Jezu! Halo. To się porobiło. Co? O nie, czekajcie. Przestaniesz zaraz przed głosy już. Minuta, no. Ogarnij się, Dave. Jakieś opcje? Chcecie od czegoś zacząć? Co?
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband. He was the bother.
O, czyli
Couldn't,
syn nie był jego synem.
I think so, yes.
Aye,
okay.
well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it. For picking the wrong man for her mate.
Yeah.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie
Chyba
came to
będziemy
see what
musieli
was going
wytłumaczyć
on.
naszej
She
lekarce, że
tried
nie
to
jest
settle
dobrze.
you, but you just went for her.
I saw an old lady.
Staruszka?
She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She was Lady Margaret's mother.
O, i kolejne postacie
You'll be
wyłaniające
fine,
niczym za
laddie.
mgłę.
You just need some fresh air. This place can get to you.
A czy nie mieliśmy wziąć róży? Możemy wziąć róży, nie? Dobra.
I need to know if there's proof to what I saw.
Aha, świetnie. O!
The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory. The crack is right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye.
Mhm. Coś jeszcze gdzieś?
Trust your instincts, laddie.
I instynkt mówi, że jest grubo. Im dalej fabułę, tym mroczniej.
David, are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you. I think this place is starting to get to me. I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia.
Też tak myślę.
Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full. I feel like the madness that runs through this family.
through these walls is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up.
Open
you need to
up.
start talking to me.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn, just like your father.
Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid, my father. We have to put a stop to this. We need to find out what happened to the maid tonight.
What is it, David?
O,
I have to see.
David, wait!
nie mówcie, że znowu będziemy szukać tego chłopca, nie? Jezioro? No. U góry.
You have to start confiding in me, David. What are you seeing?
Widzę chłopca. Duchy wspomnienia nie wiem. Duchy wspomnienia nie wiem. Co wybrać?
I think I'm seeing ghosts. Ghosts of those who have died here. I see my father as a child. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you
Na
were
pewno
young.
nie.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me.
Wisiorek, stakator, bunt.
I know what I saw, and I know I will find out what's going on here. What they are hiding from me.
We will. Together.
Chyba zaczyna mi
So?
ufać.
So, we focus on the facts as we know them.
Ja ma
Go
wezwa.
on.
You saw the maid's body. Her neck was broken. That was the work of a human, not a ghost, yes?
I suppose so, yes.
Lady Margaret knows more than she's saying, that's for sure.
Godspeed getting anything out of that old hag.
No, I know. But Eddie might be an easier option.
Yes. Yes, we need to find him. And make sure Margaret isn't there to interrupt.
I believe she's already gone to bed, but I'll check. You go find Eddie.
I myślę, że na tym się zatrzymamy. Dziękuję wam za streama kolejnego, już trzeciego. I zobaczymy się niebawem. Trzymajcie się. Miłego wieczoru.